Mark, walk us through what somebody's prospecting plan might look like.
What a prospecting plan is going to look like is I'm going to have, we'll say, 40 or 50 contacts that I'm going to be working on this week. And I'm going to contact them this week, whether it be phone call, email, or a combination thereof. I'm going to come back and I'm going to probably contact them again next week. And I'm going to keep the same mix of 50 in my bucket. And my whole objective is I want to keep working them through, either doing that 6 messages per month or 8 in 40 days, but some sort of a cycle. Some of those will float up and I'll be able to have good conversations. Others won't, and I just kind of move them aside for 90, 120 days, and I come back. But I keep rotating people through. One of the biggest challenges people have when they are sitting here developing a prospecting plan is they put too many prospects into their bucket. And when they have too many, they can't manage any of them.
So 40 to 50 is a good number?
I like 40 to 50. Some people it might be 30. Some people it might be 60. Again, you pick what works right for you.
Okay. So you talked about getting through and bubbling them up. So in the data center, what are some of the types of people you might run into when you make a prospecting plan?
Well, you're going to have the user. You may have the technical person. You may have the decision maker. There's all kinds of different positions you're going to encounter. And what's interesting is the titles vary. The user may have a title at one data center, and the user may have a different title at a different data center. So you really have to kind of structure your questions around the task that they're involved in. Right. And what I suggest is that you develop your questions around those key tasks, those key activities. And you keep that list and you work through it. You work through it. Now, what do I mean by work through it? You ask questions and oh, that didn't work right. I'm going to scratch that one off, because here's what I found. I might have a good question that works for me, but for instance, it might not work for you. Your personality is different. Your style is different. You may have a great question, but it won't work for me. So you really have to develop your own questions.
Okay. And it's not really, we don't want to be focused on titles. We want to try and identify who's the decision maker, who's the technical person, who is the user. So what are some questions? What would we ask the decision maker?
Well, decision maker is, I'm going to ask them, what's the criteria you use when you're determining who to go with? You know, I'm going to ask them questions. What are the outputs? What are the outcomes that they're looking for? Here's what I found, is if I stay in kind of a general type of question like that, it helps me 2 ways. I don't know your business, but that's okay. You're going to help educate me. B, it also allows me to be seen by you as having a little more intellect than the average salesperson who's just calling and trying to sell me something, right?
So if I get the technical person, what would be a question, what are they concerned about?
Well, I'm going to ask the technical person, how do they, what are they looking for in performance? What are they looking for in specs? What are they looking for? What are some of the challenges they encounter? And what's very interesting is, all I have to do is ask one question, and it's automatically going to lead me to the next one.
They like to talk, don't they?
They like to talk, especially if they know somebody's going to listen to them.
Yeah. Do you ever run into a champion or someone that you might consider an advocate for you in the account?
Yeah, and I'm going to listen for that. When I'm talking to somebody, and the champion will identify themselves very quickly, because they will start putting out different people's names. They will start mentioning, well, gee, we need to talk to this person or that person, or talk to them. What does that tell you? Those are additional contacts for you. They might be talking about this challenge they had or that challenge. Those are perfect people. When they start using the word I, hey, I do this, I can do this, what does that tell you? They're a champion. Yeah. So I may create multiple contacts, multiple relationships in one data center, which is great.
Yeah.
What is this doing? It's allowing me to be part of more conversations. Because remember, the whole thing that we're trying to do with the prospecting process is get in on the front end of conversations. What we want to do is we want to be part of the conversation even before they really define.
Yeah. And that champion can certainly help us understand the process and getting in early to secure the deal.
Exactly. Exactly, yes.
Super. Thank you, Mark.